Good morning, and welcome to Voices for Today. I'm your host, Jermaine Abel, and it's another bright Tuesday morning here. But before we jump into the program, we have somewhat of an open mic today. We'll just quickly acknowledge our sponsors, and then we'll come right back to the program.
Flo's new combo plan, the people's plan.
Combo plan. You can call anyone, no matter which network you dey on. Just use your Flow.
I want a combo, but not for my belly. I feel me cell phone, so me call anybody. Call Mr. Man, call Granny. On the island, Flow, come boom.
Yes, there is no need for to force no more. Cause with Flow combo plan, you're paying less for more.
Flow got a new combo plan. You can call anyone, no matter which network you dey on. Just use your Flow.
Dial star 129 number sign to activate your combo plan today.
Here comes the sun. Sun's quick. Here comes the sun. Sun's quick. Sunny flavors for everyone. Natural, tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sun Quick.
Sun Quick Drink Concentrate gives you 40 glasses. 9 delicious flavors to choose from.
Orange tropical mango.
Peach orange, orange apricot, black currant.
Apple. Red orange. Red fruit.
With vitamin C.
Sun Quick.
Natural,
tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sun Quick.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 30 days of unlimited social messaging, 10 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, and 1,000 local anywhere calls and texts. With the always-on prepaid plan, all for $100. Keep your number when you switch to St. Kitts' most reliable LTE network. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Welcome back to Voices here on WinFM 98.9. It's kind of an open mic today, so you can just share your thoughts and so forth. But before we open the phone lines to hear from you or callers, we have a representative, Miss Ashmore from Armory Bakery, on the line with us. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. A pleasant good morning to all our listeners.
Yes. So what is the big news, the big announcement that you have for us on Voices this morning?
Well, Armory Bakery is showing its appreciation to customers. And, of course, for the month of June, starting June 2nd until December 30th, 2020, we have free amazing specials for our customers. We're going to give back and show appreciation. So I'm going to jump straight into our special starting June 2nd. We have our early bird special from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Any item that you purchase, a pastry or bread, you get an item back. So if you buy one bun, then you get a bun free. So it's basically treating you to something special. So whatever you buy, you get that item back for free. And, of course, that is from June 2nd to December 30th. And of course, we have our second special where if you spend 20 EC or more, we're able to treat you. So we're treating you to something back. So if you spend 20 EC, you get a special treat from us. We will let you know what the special options are as we give more information. And of course, we have another special where when you spend 40 EC or more, you get a large kit of ice cream. That is a 32-ounce kit. And you get 2 items for free, as a matter of fact. So it's double the treat. You spend 40 EC and you double the treat. So you get options from a 32-ounce kit or any pastry or any item that we're offering. So that, again, our early bird special, I just want to tell you the time. It's from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay, what other in-store, besides what you just explained, was in-store promotions, activities that somebody like me who normally shops at the bakery can come in and expect?
Well, of course, this special starts on June 2nd. But you can come in. You can also call us and let us know what exactly you would like, and we're able to treat you. Of course, Amarie is known for its delectable pastry, its quality products, and of course, excellent service. For more information, I'm going to give you those numbers that you can call. So you can call us at 465-2136, or you can call us at 662-8005 for more information. Of course, you could just stop by to the bakery and find out what our specials are.
Okay, you guys have been giving back, the Amory Bakery has been giving back over the last 2 months or so since we had the whole COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown. So just to get a sense of how come you guys decided, it's best to give back, to the people out there who are in need.
Well, we know what everybody's going through. We know the situation right now. Of course, treating yourself to something sweet is a great option. And us at Amory Bakery want to be able to show our customers that we are there for them, to continue to show them that we appreciate them for patronizing our products. So this is why we decided to offer this amazing special starting on June 2nd. And of course, it goes on all the way to December 30th, 2020. So you could choose to treat yourself at any time with our free amazing special options.
Okay, just give us a sense of what we can expect from Amory Bakery today in terms of in the store itself.
In store, we have a variety of pastries. We don't have the list right now, but we have a variety of pastries. Of course, we always have our daily special menu. We have pizzas options, cakes, or various different breads. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I just want to go over. The special actually ends on September 30th. So it's from June 2nd to September 30th. Okay, so it's not December 30th, it's June 2nd to December 30th, and to September 30th. And your question again, we have a variety of pastries. We offer daily lunch specials. You just give us a call, or you come into our shop, the Amory Bakery, and we are able to provide you with whatever we're offering today.
Okay, and in terms of lunch, because I know you guys have lunch options there as well, if you can just give us a quick, Robert, tell us what people can expect in terms of lunch.
Okay, Mr. Amory is going to join us right now to give us a little more information. I think he'll probably tell you what's on the lunch menu as well, so just give me a minute, I'm going to put him on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Amory.
How are you today?
I'm well, sir. I'm well. I was just getting a bit of what you guys will be having in the store in terms of pastries and lunch that people can expect to,
Yes, well, I want to first of all thank our listeners for tuning to your fantastic station, Win FM, the best on the island. And also to say that we are pleased to offer to the general public some specials. Our social marketing manager may have explained a few things, but let me just go over them briefly. From the 2nd of June, starting at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., any item you purchase at the bakery, you get a second one for free. Okay? One of the items you purchase, the second item is free. Then on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we have another special that's called Treat Day. So you can treat yourself to anything that's pre-purchased. But if you purchase $20 or more in goods, there'll be a selection of items that you can choose from. I think there'll be 10 items to choose from, and you can choose whatever you want, again, for free. If you spend $40 or more, there'll be a list of other items as well that you can choose and treat yourself for free. Among those items would be, the usual pastries, ice creams, various sizes, and also bread. So you can purchase, for example, some hamburger and hot dog breads, that's over $20, and choose your ice cream, whatever you want to have. Or you can choose whatever pastry you like to have. Treat yourself to it.
Okay, just to get a sense, you've been partnering since the COVID-19, you've been giving back to the communities. Just to explain to our listeners, how come you came up with that venture and what else we can expect from Mr. Armour himself and Armour Bakery?
Yes, I'm happy to explain. Now, a lot of people have not recognized the difficulties that are in store for us, that's ahead of us. I hate to bring bad news, but it's the reality. In the United States right now, we have over 38 million people unemployed. That's more people than the whole Caribbean, including the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, going over Trinidad and Jamaica. So just imagine everyone in the Caribbean unemployed, every man, woman, and child unemployed. It's unimaginable. And that's the reality. So we depend a lot on the United States for food supply, for tourism, for our economy. And so if the United States is going to be having a rough time, we will have a rough time. The virus, you must understand, also only started to affect us back in the 28th of March. And since the 20th of March, we have many companies that have closed due to this epidemic. Many companies, many persons are unemployed. And it's going to affect them in the pocketbook. It's going to affect them financially, their families whose mother and father is not working and have kids outside to support. There are persons who go to school in different countries who depend on their parents. There are persons who may have bought a new vehicle and now can't afford to pay for the vehicle. So everyone is going to be affected, and therefore we can only do what we can do to help in our little way. And so we're trying to do what we can, and I hope other businesses will continue to do what they can to help. So like offering is actually half price. If you buy one, you get one free. If you buy a bag of hamburgers, you get a second one free. And that would help to feed your children, to make sandwiches as they go back to school. And so you make yourself to the shopping once a day, rather than every day, or once every 2 days. And so that is the reason why we did it. We did it to help the community, to help the public in general, not only our customers, but to help everyone in general, because you would recognize in a few months from now, that's when it's going to begin to affect our country economically. Persons may have a savings account, and they're continuing to take savings out. Eventually, that savings is going to be depleted.
Okay, so Mr. Armour, you explained all of that. So if you can just give us, because somebody asked me recently, and I did not have that figure, how many breads, slice, whole bread that you actually distributed to, throughout St. Kitts and Nevis? I know you might be shy to actually give the amount, but if you can just, because it's a good gesture that you did.
We gave approximately 16,000 loaves of bread to Nevis, and about 50,000 loaves of bread to St. Kitts.
Wow, that is a lot. So, Mr. Armour, if you could just give us a wrap, just a reminder in terms of what exactly the promotion is, just before we go, and how, from when to when it will actually run.
Okay, the two promotions we're offering, one is called the Early Bird, and that will be starting from Tuesday, the 2nd of June, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and that will run until the end of September 30th, for 4 months. And that special is if you purchase, whatever you purchase, if you come to the bakery and you buy a sliced bread, you can get the second one for free. Or if you decide you don't want to get the second one, we may offer you another bread for free, but to that value. But the promotion is you buy one, you get the second one free. If you purchase a raisin roll, you get the second raisin roll for free. You purchase a birthday cake, you get a second birthday cake for free. The second promotion is called Treat Day. The treat days will be 2 days per week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you purchase $20 worth of products, you would have a list of products that you can get for free. For example, if you purchase $20 in goods, you can choose a raisin roll. For example, you want a raisin roll for free. You can choose another bread product. We'll have a list of products you can choose, including ice cream. So there's a variety of items on that list you can get. You can make your choice. Choose your treat. And the same thing with the other tier, 2 tiers. The second tier was $40. Other restaurants purchase the breads and hamburger breads, etc., hot dogs, etc., from the bakery. And $40 is really not much for them to purchase. And so then they can choose to buy a kit of ice cream. We'll have there's a 32-ounce kit of ice cream is normally reserved for $20. So they'll get a $20 item for free. They choose their treat. They can take it home and give it to the kids for a dessert, or make a donation with it.
Well, Mr. Amri, it sounds like Christmas has come early for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes,
So,
Christmas has definitely come early.
so
But that's the least we can do. You know, I'm telling you, we are in for a really rough time, and so we need all hands on deck. It's something that we have never seen before. All of us who have lived in this era, maybe the older ones back in the 20s, when they had the first epidemic, or in the Great Depression years, they can tell you how people had a rough time growing up. There are persons in this state who have never been to a food bank, getting food. For the first time, they line up to get food. Line up to get food in Mercedes-Benz and expensive HUVs. And they're saying they have the money, so they have to feed their children and to pay their bills. And so we are very sympathetic. Our family, the Amri family, with our father, he has been given back for many, 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 many years. I think the whole country knows this. And so I'm very happy, very happy. And my staff is very happy to work to give back to the community. Because when you give to anyone, whatever you give to anyone, you give to yourself. And it's a great feeling when you give back to the community. It's a great feeling when you give to someone who needs it. Over many years when we had our Ash Member Day, we gave away T-shirts, gave bread away for free. We even gave money away. Back then, they took the goods. Now, they need the goods. There's a big difference. When you were given something because it was given for free, and now that you need it. In these times, they need the goods. And they appreciate what we have done, especially in Nevis. I received so many calls and messages. I received, I think, over 800 new friends on Facebook. Just people wanting to show their appreciation, so thank you. So I'm grateful, I'm thankful to God, and I'm in a position to give back. And I appeal to all the other businesses who are in a position to give. Please, just give a little. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just give whatever you can. Thank you for listening, and I thank all the listeners. I wish everyone well. And God bless. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Amri. Well, there you had it. Mr. Amri and the Amory Bakery Enterprise. They're having 2 big promotions there beginning on the 2nd of June. So do go out and support Mr. Amory and the ventures that he has been undertaking here in St. Kitts and Nevis. But we're going to take a break and come right back with Voices here on WinFM 98.9.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Free data with your top up. Enjoy your 1 gigabyte weekend data bonus when you top up today, $25 or more. Share all your fun times at home with your loved ones and stay entertained streaming your favorite online content on the best LTE network. Stay safe and stay connected with Flow. Top up $25 or more today and get 1 gigabyte of data free. Conditions apply.
Here comes the sun. Sun's quick. Here comes the sun. Sun's quick. Sunny flavors for everyone. Natural, tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sun Quick.
Sun Quick Drink Concentrate gives you 40 glasses. 9 delicious flavors to choose from.
Orange tropical mango.
Peach orange, orange apricot, black currant,
Apple, red orange, red fruit.
bursting with vitamin C.
Sun Quick.
Natural, tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sun Quick.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Welcome back to Voices. Welcome back to Voices for today, Tuesday, May 26th. I'm your host, Jermaine Abel. Like I said, we have an open mic and we go straight to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Can you turn down your radio, sir?
Sorry about that, Mr. Eben. Sorry about that. Now, German, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my little input today on Voices. I just want to caution the people of this federation of St. Kitts Nevis, lovely country, where we went under a lot of stress and a lot of horrors under the former administration. You understand? Young man taking up guns, killing one another and all those things. And that was a sad thing for us in this country. Many parents bawl, cry, do everything. Parents and all, grandmother and all even traumatized and die when they hear the grandson gone to the next beyond with just gun violence, just killing one another. And 2015, when the unity government take over, well, the crime was still going on. Because in some month there, 1 month, I think we had mostly 7 of them in 1 month or something. And Dr. Harris and his team come together, cabinet come together, and went for some export from overseas, bring them here and try to help our young men, ask them the problem with what they were going through with one another. And they get it work. Many said that they're paying them and all kind of things. You know what I mean? They were paying them. But what happened, what I know that the government tried to empower these young men, give them loan, give them a second start in life. You understand? Because some of them didn't have no work, no job, and what they're doing, our idleness they was doing. And, but you know what I mean? When I listen to people from the opposition side coming on now with the government and say how Dr. Douglas is the best for the country right now, better than Dr. Harris. I want, as a citizen of this country, a concerned national born of this country, I really want to know if something wrong with the mind or something wrong with the brain. Because, Brother Abel, me and I was traumatized when I lost 4 nephews. 4 of my nephews, one get shot right in front of his mother's door. You understand? Right in front of his mother's door, they shot him. And this is the thing that we ain't want our people of this country to go back to under that farmer leader. Because he's a plane. he not take no responsibility for no crime. Because he not send young man and go shoot one another.
But caller, just a quick question. Are we to lay the blame for crime on the politician, or would you lay it to either the way in which we treat our children, the way in which we allow our children to grow up, or would we lay it to societal norms? Because the thing is, when we say governments can implement policies, but it's whether or not the people can adhere to it. So it's just a question for you.
But I'm going to say, yes. Sometimes, at times, the politician got to take the blame. You understand? They lead in the country, they are the law enforcement, and they could do things that they could put these young men under pressure for this thing to stop. Look it up under this administration. But look it up. Look it stop. And that is what they're trying to tell you. The family, they say he and can take no responsibility for none. Because he not send nobody out there to kill nobody. You understand? And he bring export to because he bring a commission from overseas. And he ain't get it work. He ain't get it work, you know. He bring a commissioner paying big money, put him in a government big thing, put him in a place to rent and everything. A minister place to rent. And he ain't get it work. But Dr. Harris and his PAM and PLP and CCM, they get it work. So we got to commend these people. We was traumatized, the whole country was traumatized, brother. We didn't think this thing gonna stop. And if we take export to bring in this country to help us with our crime, I believe that it was a good move. And that was supposed to be some kind of praise from the opposition to praise the government to get the crime down, because the crime wasn't disturbing. Palm children never dying, and Unity children not dying. Everybody children was dying. They wasn't picking out who to shoot. Even the commissioner of police lose his son. Mr. Ian Rebel Patches lose his son too. A minister lose his son too. Under this thing. So that is a big thing, and that is thing people are supposed to consider when you're going into an election, right? I tell you, but before I go, right? I telling you plain, right? Before I go, I telling you plain that he left people up to you for what you want. If you want us to go back to where we was, you want a new era for the young man and woman in this country to get a brighter future for their children and their family. Because I don't see the way the Labour Party could take charge of this country again with that farmer leader there. You understand? With the farmer leader there. Dr. Douglas, you have a wonderful day. God bless.
Okay, Carla, just quickly. Just quickly before you go. Just a quick response to this question. What are some, you mentioned crime, and the reduction in crime as the superintendent would have mentioned last evening at the National Emergency Operations Center media brief. What are some of the topics that you see would be critical for people to think about when they're heading to the polls? For example, you mentioned crime. If you just quickly respond to that question, because we have another caller. Well,
going to the poll with that poverty alleviation program, that was a good gesture to the people in the country, because all of that stop the young man them from go to things where they break people and do all kind of things too, because the parents them can help. Because some of them parents had life so hard, that's why they go do these things. You understand? And the roof program, and all kind of different things where this government do to uplift these young men and trying to empower them to get work, that they could get a second chance in life, and especially those who come out of prison. Those who come out of prison, so this government try to help them, give them a second chance in life again, give them a fresh start. And now that we getting it, this unity government getting it work. Okay, then, Brother Abel. That is our answer you.
All right, thanks, dear caller. And we go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. We lost that. We lost that caller there. But as the last caller would have mentioned, his views in terms of the PAP program, the roofing program, as some of the topics that people should have on their minds when they go into polling day. And we go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, good morning.
Can you just quickly, can you turn down your radio, please?
Yes, I can. Yes, I'm sorry about that. You asked a pertinent question there to the gentleman when they asked him if you're going to blame politicians. Good question. But he came back. He seemed he didn't understand your question. So let me say it here and now to these guys who've been given a second chance. Based on what this caller is saying, it seems as if the government change, they're going to go back to that way. And I'm hoping that that is not the message he's sending to people, that all of a sudden these guys are going to say, let's go back and start to kill one another because the government has changed, if it changes. That's a wrong message. I'm calling from overseas. Let me say that now. It sounds bad. So I hope that the politicians who are in now are not implicating this and are telling the scouts to go out and peddle this kind of nonsense. Keep a government in because the crime is down and we are responsible for keeping it down. The other party, any other party, is going to go back to where it was. That is a wrong message coming across the airways. You're going to implicate politicians based on what that man is saying. So I actually have questions. I agree with you to ask him that question.
Okay, caller. Okay, I have two questions for you. Just a quick response. Where do we lay the blame for crime in St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as what are some of the issues you think are pertinent as people head into the polls for elections, which has been in 2 weeks' time?
Okay, first question, the guys, the adults, they are responsible for their crime, first of all. And you said it, the upbringing, the surrounding, the environment. That's responsible. Now the police, they have to do their work, not so much so the politicians, like he's trying to put the blame on politicians. In this, the second part of the question, some of the, repeat the second question.
Basically, what I'm trying to get is, what do you think are some of the topics or issues, if not issues, what do you think that the government did right that people should go into polling day with on their minds? So if you're voting for the opposition, what are some of the issues? If you're both voting for the government, what they would have done correct that you would want to re-elect the current administration?
What they would have done to re-elect them?
That's based on your views, whether or not you see their issues or whether or not the government did stuff right that, people should go and vote.
Let me answer it this way. And if it falls in there, quote, let it fall there. You have to select a government right now who is going to take you out of this pandemic and put your economical situation on good footing and course for the next maybe 7 years. Go past 5 years. Because to get out of this recession, you need people inside there who is going to chart a way forward. If these are the government who can do that, forget about all that was happened before. This one is the main thing that the voters have to focus on. Which party or which individual, I don't know how you want to put it, can take us out of where we are presently now into the future, especially where the economical status is concerned of St. Kitts and Nevis. That should be the main focus, and it's not the only focus.
All right.
So
thanks,
that's
caller.
the best way I can answer that question.
All right, thanks, caller. Mm-hmm. Well, that caller shared his views on what people should be thinking about for polling day. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you? Who am I speaking to, Mayak?
This is Jermaine.
Okay, no problem. Good morning, Mr. Lennon.
No, Abel.
Huh?
No.
Okay, no problem. Good morning, sir. I listened to the debate. Okay, I want to make my contribution, sir. First, let us start with the crime, okay? I listen to everybody. You see how life is, sir? I analyze this whole situation. Let me tell you something about the crime. I never probably said this before openly. Some years ago, right? First thing, let's remember, Timothy was with Labour for 18 years, all right? And for the 18 years Timothy was with Labour, I don't know if you hear this voice been crying out for years concerning the crime. While Lindsey Grant and Douglas don't sit them around the table to do with the crime. Your first caller was fueling that. Every time there was a killing, the whole world was knowing. So there was nobody willing to come forward to help Mr. Douglas and the crime. Timothy left. For the past 2 years, we had the same problem. What I did some years ago, sir, I decided, boy, this thing being affecting the kids in my community. I deal with a lot of kids, including my son. I could remember at Christmas, a youngster, there was a funeral, and a youngster who was with my son throughout the whole December during the carnival. His friend got shot, which was my son's friend. Scared, because they killed 2 people at the same time. I said, boy, this thing affecting the children. What can I do to help? So I have the placard still. I decided to organize a march. I wrote to Queely concerning the march. He gave me the okay. I tell the kids, here what I want you guys to do. Write on the card how you feel about the crime. Nothing to do with no politics, sir. Write on the placard how you all feel about the crime. And each kid write up the card. I still have the placard here saying maybe about 3 years ago, how much years? And they write. And I came in town. You know what the repercussion was, sir? Oh, I got the people training in politics. Just same for scholar. And after them, got the people training politics coming to town. So the kids was scared. Our children was scared. But nobody was taking it serious. You know what it was? It's all about trying to get unity in power. So they use the crime and use the crime. Now today, it's interesting to listen to that same father. I mean, come on, this killing was affecting, including me. And he said but you never hear him call him when Douglas was in power.
Okay. So,
everybody to
caller.
Hello.
So, okay, we're at the point where there's no crime currently occurring in, well, let me correct myself. We don't have that large amount of crime that we had maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
We understand that.
Yeah.
We're looking beyond June 5th, 6th here right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you, or who do you say is responsible for getting us beyond the point where we were those many years ago after June 16th? Do we say it's the government's responsibility, or do we say it's a parental issue where we have to now have parents, educating parents more on dealing with children as they grow up? Or do we say it's a societal issue that we have to have all civil organizations come together to work out a chart way forward in terms of dealing with crime and criminal activities in St. Kitts and Nevis?
But that's exactly what I was saying for years. Everybody should have sit around the table, sir. And as you just said, we need to start to teach our children in going in the right direction. From day one, I've been saying that. So all I'm saying, and you're so right. But how are we going about it? Everything is politics. And as the guy asked you a while ago, if the government change, this is what we feel now. Don't go back there. Because if the government change, this can be happening. It is scary to hear these kind of words. Let us, so the government know, and incoming need to find a way to work this thing out. So if they lose, not tell me you lose and this is what's going to happen. We're going to have more killing. So it means what? That's not going to help us. And some of these parents, some of the fathers, some of the mothers, we need to teach our children the right way. Teach them what to do. Teach them what is wrong. Teach them what is right. Lead from the front. But this is what happens. So I've been asking this for years. Why Timothy, Mark Brantley, Vance, Amry, Douglas, the commissioner of police then couldn't have sit down on the table years ago? This initiative could have come up 10 years ago. It didn't have to be a political initiative. This should have happened a long time. I've been saying that for years. Anybody could remember the boys? Because I was affected. My son, the kids in the community was affected tremendously. Big man, I was sorry for some of them because my son used to go shop. So all I'm saying, sir, the way forward is do Timothy Harris is willing and stop when he's talking about don't go back there. Why are he saying that to us? What does that mean? What message are he sending? I have friends who get killed. I have friends. What about the families? What about the ladies who need the children? Who's looking after them?
Okay,
children behind.
Okay, Carla, I know you're feeling very emotional about this topic, but I have to move on. But I want to ask you a quick question. I want to ask you a quick question before I let you go. As we head into polling day, what are some of the topics that you think should be on the minds of people as they head into, elections day? And also, If you can just keep your response short to that, because I have other callers coming in.
No problem. Yeah, well, going into polling day, we have to vote on the issues. I think we come to a nation now where we're not voting on the issues. We're voting on who we like. Let us look around. We have two guys who are going to be running election coming up. Lindsey Graham and John L. Powell. They have no call on the ballot box.
Caller, I understand you're responding to the question, but can we just not get into the nitty-gritty of that particular topic?
Saying, we have to vote on the issues. Our politicians, and we see what is going on in the country, it's right in front of our face, it is blatant. We need to go out and vote on the issues of our country. We have to vote for the future of our children. And we cannot have the incoming government or whoever coming in and doing the same thing. We need now to start to think about our children's future. So when we go to vote, we're voting on the issues, what is going on now, and we cannot accept if we have a new government, we're going to have the same old. We need to change the landscape, how we think with our politicians. You guys have a lovely day.
All right, thanks, caller. And we go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, caller.
Let me say something about the crime, right? And I'm here to ask Mr. Politics a question. This crime being going on from you can hear me clear?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. This crime was going on from since in the 90s. When the People's Action Movement, after the crime got even worse, the opposition leader said he ain't taking no blame for the crime. The young man just get outrageous and him get worse. Since this government get in, he had crime. And then whatever, the Prime Minister maybe talk and they get together and the crime rate drop, we got to give them credit for that. That is why the young man them say they want somebody to look up to.
Yeah, caller, we have accepted. Yeah, you hear me? We've accepted the fact that crime has been on the decline, at least for 2020, based on statistics last evening by the superintendent. But we try to get to the root of how do we solve this problem. Do you think it's a problem that it's a societal problem, it's a parental problem? Because it's one thing to say that the government is not doing enough and one government is doing, because right now we have accepted the fact that crime is trending downwards, which everybody has accepted. Yes. But we don't want the problem to get back to a position where it was before. So exactly. how do we get to the issue? How do we deal with this issue? Do we have more education with parents? Do we have more civil society organizations working together to deal with this problem?
How I look at it get to deal with the issues, because if you have a child, even you're adult, and you go to a rehab, and you get recovered and you come out of the rehab, if you don't if somebody don't check in upon you, your parents them don't check upon you to see whether you fall right back into the same problem. So that is why I believe that they got somebody good now who to look up to, and you have to look who you put to govern your children. Because the children have to come out of rehab and go back into the same company, they're going to get back into the same thing, and that is what we're talking about. You have to be careful who govern your children them right now. Words from our mouth. Okay? To me, this Prime Minister is a very, very good example for the young people them, and that is why I see that the young people now rallying behind him. I hear a young lady tell she mother, you cannot vote on Mr. Bratzer and so tell them no more. Them already passed. You got to look beyond you. And that is what we're talking about. And we must be fair. The crime rate gone away so glad, because he used to haunt me. I don't have nobody get gunned by nothing. It's very painful. And if you're going to get a leader saying, hey, I'm going to take the blame for the crime, who's going to take blame for it? If this government takes the blame for the crime, let him take blame, because they say he's paying. And I don't know if he's paying, yes, Donna, but I give kudos to he and the young man then, because mother's tired ball for the children them. So, okay? And that is my 2 cents for today.
All right, thank you, caller. All right, thank you, caller. Well, the caller was sharing her views on the topic there. We take this final call before we take a break. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, the crime. It's an issue. Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. You're live.
Oh, the crime. crime, it is an issue, okay? And it doesn't matter after June 5th, whomsoever is there, this will have to be in the back or the forefront of everybody's mind. Now, the question is, how did we get to the point where we are at now? Now, we talk about that the crime rate is down. Okay, fine. But there are some schools of thoughts out there. Because first of it, I'm hearing that the guys, they're the ones who said, listen, we are tired of this bloodshed. We are tired of killing one another. We need to come together and we need to, just agree that this has to stop. Okay? Now, on the other hand, you're hearing people say that the guys are paid off to hold the peace. I don't know. I don't know which is which, but I'm going to speak along these two lines. Now, if the guys came together and they decided that they have had enough and it needs to stop, then I don't think that there will be a problem. There should not be a problem because this is the conclusion where they have reached and this is what they want for themselves. Okay? So there should not be a problem going onward. However, if they have decided that, and now, as is said, because I don't know if it is true, as is said they are paid, then we have some elements are introduced that shouldn't be. And the elements of greed and corruption are now introduced. So this now could be counter-effective on the decisions that these guys have made to stop fighting and warring among one another. So if money comes in, corruption comes in, we have a problem. And it doesn't matter who gets in now. There is a problem. Because, number one, if they are truly paid, how long will this money last? The money is to pay them to maintain the peace. How long will it last? It doesn't matter who goes in. So if, let's say, Labour goes in, they're going to look for this money still. If Unity goes in, they're going to look for this money still. So how long will this last, the payment for the peace to be maintained? So what we need to find out right now here is the peace that we have that gives rise to a reduction in crime. Is this peace genuine or is this a pseudo-type peace? Because if it is pseudo, there is a problem. Now, if Unity gets back in, I could see that they might try to continue paying to maintain the peace. But for how long? And if the payment is true, when it stops, then what? Do they go and get rid of all of these guys? Do we have problems? Do the guys turn around and start again? So this is something that it needs to be dealt with. And if the guys really came together and decided enough is enough and then monies were brought into this, I'm really sorry. Because I could also see that if things don't go certain way, these guys could also be used to start up things. It may not start up on their own. It might now start up again because the politics in this place is very nasty, very, very nasty. If I can't get what I want, I'm going to use whatever I can to mash it up. You can see sometimes when an administration change, some of the stuff that is done in the company that was erected or built under a farmer administration, it is torn down. It seems like, the hallmark must be removed because people need to see, well, okay, nothing was done there, so let's rip this down. We can do something better, and all of these things because, like I said, we need to have a plan among us as a people. When I look at those who are in office, it's people who look like me and us. And if we can't get it right by now, I don't know when we're going to get it right again. And that's why you see we are not respected by anybody. We are not respected because we don't have no respect for ourselves. Win this thing right. So yes, in terms of the crime, it is good that there is peace, relative peace in that area, but we need to go further. What is causing this peace? Is it because the guys have decided enough is enough, and regardless to what, we ain't going to do this, turn on your page, or are they paid to keep the peace, which means that it is only a matter of time before we're going to have an explosion? I'll continue to listen.
All right. Thanks, caller. She gave an interesting take on the whole crime and how we should go forward in dealing with the problem. But this is where I have to take my leave for the first hour. I know we have a few people calling, but I have to break for the headline news. And then we'll come back at around 12:30 or thereabout to continue with the discussions as election draws near.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98 FM.
Helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network. Enjoy 30 days of unlimited social messaging. 10 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, and 1,000 local anywhere calls and texts. With the Always On prepaid plan, all for $100. Keep your number when you switch to St. Kitts' most reliable.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the Win FM Headline News. The Win FM Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, Carib Brewery, CNC Trading.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB. To a lemon, lime, and bitters. Live, love, be.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It's easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether you're fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic, and residential care for older adults? It's situated 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for health. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 466-8221, or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com, or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirror Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Dealing well with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. leads. Visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. DeLille Walwyn, people you can trust.
A former Attorney General who was the only Nevis Reformation Party representative in the recently dissolved federal parliament is on the campaign trail urging voters in the Nevis 11 constituency to send him back to Basseterre. At a virtual Nevis Reformation Party public meeting Monday night, Patrice Nisbet gave reasons why he should be re-elected to the federal parliament. Nisbet cited examples, he said, shows he had been able to address Nevisian concerns in the National Assembly in Basseterre as Attorney General in the then Denzil Douglas-led Labour Party government.
That one of the first things I did after 9 months in Basseterre, J.W. Parry told me, I want to bring financial stability to Nevis. I want to ensure that those businesses that were operating in Nevis would pay their taxes in Nevis. And in 9 months of being in the federal government as the Attorney General, I was able to go to Parliament and pilot a piece of legislation that ensured that all businesses operating in Nevis pay their corporate taxes in Nevis. More money for the people of Nevis. That is what the NRP was about. Ensuring that the finances of Nevis was placed on a stable and strong foundation. You had businesses making a lot of money in Nevis and paying their taxes in Basseterre. We said in the NRP, we need to adjust this situation. And we were able to achieve such.
The NRP election candidate said too that he had been involved in the federal government that raised the country's minimum wage from which Nevisians benefited.
Because it is with your support I was able to achieve those things. I was there working in your best interests. My dear people, are you going to send me back to Basseterre? Because I believe that you can safely say, well done, thy good and faithful servant, go back to Basseterre.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party's representative in Constituency 3, Conris Maynard, is calling on citizens and residents to not take the upcoming elections for granted. Maynard, speaking at one of the party's virtual meetings, reminded that the incumbent had a number of good ideas, but they never materialized.
And so, a decision is upon us once again to make a decision as to where we will go in each of the 8 constituencies in St. Kitts and Nevis. And naturally, I want the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to support the next gen candidate in each of the 8 constituencies. But as we're doing here now, it is absolutely important that we take the decision that we have very seriously at this moment in history.
With the campaigns in full swing, Maynard is urging citizens and residents to look beyond what is being outlined by the candidates.
And that is why it's so important for us as citizens in this general elections. It's not just to listen to what the politicians have to say and how nice they sound, but we must remove the veil and look at the character of the people who are saying things to you. So if a pig shows up with a lipstick and a frock telling you that it is a runway model, you have to look beyond the veil and realize that it is just a pig. That's all. And then we will not be in a situation where we will be disappointed when we do not get what the pig has promised. I'm just using pig as an example. I mean, I could have used anything else. I could have used a duck. But the point is we need to make a decision, and I want you to look beyond the veil. And over the past weeks, we have heard different persons providing a new perspective.
Maynard, who won the constituency 3 seat at the 2015 general elections, will be running against Akila Byron Nisbet of the Team Unity Coalition. During his speech, the young politician reminded people that if they are not comfortable with their representative, they must change the change.
And so I want us to fall in this philosophy that we are in pursuit of a greater democracy. We're in pursuit of a place that has less victimization. We're in pursuit of a country of no nepotism. We're in pursuit of a country that really attempts to provide fairness for all. And until we reach there, we must change the change until you get change that you want. Change the change until you get change that you want. And I know a lot of you listening tonight and across this federation are disappointed because you really thought that these folks would live up to some of the lofty goals that were set.
Putting in a plug for his party for the elections, the constituency 3 representative noted that his party is heading to the polls with youth and experience to govern the country.
I want to encourage those of you who were disappointed. We have put together an excellent team of candidates, guided by experience and filled with youth, new ideas, next-gen ideas.
SKNLP's representative for Constituency 3, Conris Maynard.
The battle for votes in a COVID-19 pandemic and state of emergency environment is intensifying through a series of virtual public meetings being held by the country's political parties, 3 of which make up the Team Unity Coalition. At its latest meeting, coalition leader Timothy Harris boasted about his administration's approach to taxes, about higher reserves, while chanting the slogan "One Clear Choice," suggesting that the coalition of PAM, CCM and PLP should be voted back in government to continue what Dr. Harris labels a sterling performance by the incumbent. This is what he said about his government and taxes.
We have not, over the last 5 years, introduce one single tax, yet our finances are the best of any government around the world. Rather than increase taxes, we reduce them. We done away with the VAT and food, 17% gone off, and every time you get your bill when you go to the supermarkets, imagine what it would have been, 17% higher, $17 more, and every $100 you had spent had it been under the labor regime. If you spent $300, it meant on the labor, you would have paid $351 at least. 17% tax we have saved.
On the government's financial performance, Prime Minister Harris suggested that St. Kitts and Nevis, under his leadership, has outperformed its OECS and CARICOM neighbors.
St. Kitts and Nevis today, of all the countries in the OECS, has the lowest government gross public debt to GDP at 39.1%, the best in the region. We have the lowest external debt in the region, and we have the highest fiscal reserve. As a balance of GDP, we are 9.2%. Grenada follows at 5.1%. And all the other countries have some low numbers going close to zero. And Suriname is at negative 10.9%. St. Kitts and Nevis then is well ahead of every member in the class.
And then came the chant.
One clear choice. Team Unity candidate everywhere must be elected. One clear choice for the stronger and safer future. One clear choice to keep peace alive in St. Kitts and Nevis. One clear choice to prevent the mothers from burying their sons and daughters. One clear choice for economic growth and fiscal responsibility. That clear choice is your Team Unity government.
Wednesday is nomination day, with the general elections scheduled to be held on the 5th of June. Observer groups from CARICOM and the Organization of American States are expected here to monitor the elections.
And I'm pleased to advise tonight that in preparation for the poll, we have written to CARICOM and we have written to the OAS, inviting them to come to observe the historic elections in St. Kitts and Nevis on the 5th of June, 2020. We have also given our support for other local organizations to be part of an observer mission, because our democracy will be preserved by the Team Unity administration.
A former Team Unity advocate, Chesley Hamilton, is criticizing the leadership style of Prime Minister and People's Labour Party leader Dr. Timothy Harris. Attorney Hamilton, a former politician, says in his view, Dr. Harris has a problem because he hasn't shown the leadership skills and team player status that he ought to. Hamilton points out that Dr. Harris was able to lead the Team Unity administration from 2015 with the help of 4 electoral seats from the People's Action Movement and 2 from the Concerned Citizens Movement.
And where he has been able to do that because other people have sacrificed to give him that opportunity, he hasn't shown the leadership skills and being the team player that he ought to be in order to continue to lead. And this is why I'm saying that. Sam Conda resigned his seat to allow Timothy Harris to get an opportunity to lead. If Sam did not resign from the Denzel Douglas government, it would have been very difficult for Timothy Harris to put the kind of pressure on Denzel Douglas for him to end up losing. Now, he didn't ask Sam Conda to leave PLP. There was questions about his leadership in the party. And therefore, Timothy Harris made a palace coup and removed Sam Conda, Clecton, Douglas Watley, and all of these guys who was asking him for transparency and accountability within the PLP party. And because he's prime minister, he was able to persuade some people with whatever sweeteners he could find to sweeten them up. But listen to this. When you are in a party and your co-founder, Dwyer Astafan, Clecton Phillip, Douglas Watley, Terry Adams, and others have left you in that party, there must be questions as to why. Everybody can't hate you. Everybody can't hate you. Everybody can't grudge you. Everybody can't envy you. These are people who sacrificed to put you where you were. And they said, listen to me, we will decrease so that you could increase. When Timothy Harris came and said he found salvation on the road to Damascus, and he had told his ways, and these people say, okay, we will give you an opportunity at a second chance. That's what they did. People were willing to sit back and say, listen, you're younger, you are you're enthusiastic, go ahead, go forward. We are putting you forward. Well, what he has done in the eyes of those people is squander that opportunity. He has squandered that opportunity, and therefore they have said, you have been weighed in that balance and found wanted.
Chesley Hamilton is insisting that there are questions to be asked about the leadership of Dr. Harris. Hamilton was speaking on a media entity labeled Real Talk with La Vie.
The police force is being put on blast by Attorney-at-Law Sylvester Anthony for what is being described as a motorcade held by the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, the SKNLP. The attorney is arguing that what is being peddled by the police is not in keeping with the Constitution and the matter could end up in the courts. During an interview with WinFM, the attorney explained that what transpired on Friday between Labour Party officials and the police force is being described by law enforcement as a motorcade.
I think the entire confusion relates to the fact that the police are claiming that that is the correspondence which they have received from the Commissioner of Police, to which they were copied, permitted the Labour Party to use a public address system, but did not permit them to have what the police are referring to as a public procession. And when I arrived yesterday, the inspector who was in control suggested to me that this was a public procession, and a public procession requires permission, and no permission was granted. The problem with that is that the police seem not to be aware of what the law defines as a public procession.
While providing his interpretation of the law, Mr. Anthony called on law enforcement, including the Commissioner of Police, to review the piece of legislation they are seeking to enforce.
That is the problem, and I've spoken to the Commissioner of Police about it. I've spoken after this morning, to the superintendent responsible for District B. And in my conversation with the Commissioner of Police, I suggested he needed to get legal advice. He didn't have to take my advice, but he needed to get legal advice. There is an act called the Public Meetings and Processions Act, Chapter 19.10 of our laws. It defines what a public procession is. The act defines a public procession as a march or procession in a public place comprising pedestrians and vehicles.
The police force, in a statement Thursday, warned against having motorcades, processions, and public meetings at this time. Commissioner Hilary Brandy on Thursday, May 22nd, said, acting on the advice of the Chief Medical Officer, no permission will be granted to any individual, group, or political parties to have such events. He disclosed that discussions were had with representatives from each political party in the country, informing them of the restrictions. However, he added that he found himself receiving information that such activities were still being organized. He said, quote, "It is important for the public to know that I have not granted permission to any political party or any group to have a motorcade or public procession. Notwithstanding this, on several occasions, I have had to send officers to stop several efforts to have motorcades," end quote. Attorney Anthony argues that the Labour Party was not having a march when the police intervened.
That's what the definition is. A march or procession in a public place comprising pedestrians, wholly or in part, and vehicles, not all, and vehicles. Because if you think about it, Abel, it would mean any traffic jam on the road is a procession. For it to qualify as a procession, there must be people walking. If you think of a march, usually a march will comprise, like our Labor Day march, for example, our May Day march. It comprises of people walking, and it comprises of vehicles in between. Vehicles carrying people, vehicles carrying equipment and loudspeakers and so forth. That's what the Act refers to. That's a public procession. But 20 or 25 Labour Party supporters in their vehicles driving along the street with no pedestrians does not constitute a procession. And therefore, the conduct of the police is clearly unlawful. And we are moving to take the necessary action we need to take, even though there's very little time. And that is why I have made attempts as council party to speak to both the Commissioner of Police and, as I said this morning, the Superintendent, to ask them to please pay attention to the law and instruct the police accordingly.
Attorney-at-Law Sylvester Anthony.
That was the WinFM Headline News, brought to you by KDP Enterprises, Caribbean Alliance, Carrie Brewery, CNC Trading, The Grange.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Dealing well with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we 469-5221 or 469-5303. DLU Walwyn, people you can trust.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built non-healthcare organization on St. Kitts, offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic, and residential care for older adults? It's situated at Otley, 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. So convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. Call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 466-8221, or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com, or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to see. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. With LLB. Live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime, and bitter. Love, be.
Found the sound 98.9
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
This is your local weather forecast brought to you by Sweet Cane. Local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis, valid up to 8 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, 27th May. Synopsis: the present trough as well as an approaching tropical wave, along with available low-level moisture, will increase the chances for shower activity over and around the islands during the next 24 hours. Today's weather, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 70% or high chance of showers. Tonight's weather, partly cloudy skies with a 50% or moderate chance of showers. Winds southeast at 15 to 28 kilometers or 8 to 15 knots with lighter spells overnight. Seas 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Today's sunset 6:40 p.m. and tomorrow 5:36 a.m. This has been your local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis, valid up to 8 a.m. tomorrow. Brought to you, Cane.
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Afternoon and welcome. This is the second hour of Voices here on Win FM 98.9. I'm your host, Jermaine Abel, for today. Well, we had an interesting and lively discussion during the last hour. We heard from Mr. Ernest Amory and one of his representatives about their promotions that they have beginning the 2nd of June. Then we had a basic discussion on crime and the impact of that crime had. We came to the consensus that, look, crime is done currently here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but we got what were the root cause of the problem and how should we go forward dealing with crime when after elections, that's from June 6th, because it's wanting to blame the government, it's wanting to blame the opposition, but we have to look at that root cause so that we do not go back to the point in time where it was, hey, look, it was out of control. So that was the discussion, but we'll continue with that. And it's an open mic, like I said today. But before we even begin all of that, we have to pay our bills. We'll acknowledge SL Horsford and Company, Quartz, and Flow.
This is an unprecedented announcement from Horseman's. Get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. It's Horseman's Automotive Unprecedented Sales Event happening now. Yes, for the first time ever, you get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Yes, pay zero VAT and get up to $30,000 off on top of that. This has never been seen before. Unprecedented savings at the Unprecedented Auto Sales Event at Horseman's Automotive. Up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Let me repeat, up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Don't miss it. It's unprecedented. Terms and conditions apply.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Free data with your top up. Enjoy your 1 gigabyte weekend data bonus when you top up today, $25 or more. Share all your fun times at home with your loved ones and stay entertained streaming your favorite online content on the best LTE network. Stay safe and stay connected with Flow. Top up $25 or more today and get 1 gigabyte of data free. Conditions apply.
And as we come back to Voices here on WinFM 98.9, we go straight to the phone line. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Caller before lunch explained the quandary that we're in concerning the peace initiative. Right? She asked a number of questions that one would have thought we would have had answers to by now. It seems that the only thing that we all know for sure about this initiative is that it was a solution initiated by the warring gang factions, right? That they did this of their own accord, right? They decided that enough was enough, and it was time to stop the bloodletting, okay? We know that for sure. Even the government's national security advisor confirmed that. What we are not sure of is government involvement. And if we were running an open and transparent administration, we would know. If we had good governance where everyone was held accountable, we would know. And if the government was doing something responsible and above board to facilitate the agreement of the gangs, they would have documented it for other governments to follow. So we would all know of the success story and wouldn't have to be worrying about which government is in power. If things were done properly, regardless of the government that is in power, then things would be done properly. The government seemed to want credit for something that, firstly, it did not initiate, and secondly, it can't articulate. It can't articulate how exactly did it facilitate this agreement.
Well, caller, you're basically here and there with the way you're phrasing that statement, because you're saying that it is reported that the gangs, initiated that move, but then you're saying also that the government is not clear on how we came about with this whole initiative. So you're kind of being a bit here and there with that response.
Okay.
So.
Well, do you know, have they articulated how they facilitated it? Do you know government's involvement?
Well, that's a question we've all been asking,
Exactly.
but they have from time to time spoken about that particular topic. But I know we're essentially discussing crime and so forth, but
okay.
What I want to get from you is crime.
The root causes
of the problem, and how do we deal with this? Because we keep blaming governments for this issue, but government has some role in fighting crime, and we're seeing it's on the decline now. But how do we, as a people here in St. Kitts and Nevis, outside of elections, the day after elections, life continues? How do we deal with this problem so that we do not get back to where we were before?
Exactly. It is not enough to say that the killing has stopped, right? We want to make sure that it has stopped permanently, right? We want to be sure that the gangs have been dismantled. What would be the point of having the gangs if they're reintegrated into society? What is the point of still having those gangs? Okay? We want to make sure that the youth who kept on the straight and narrow are not disadvantaged at the expense of those who chose an alternative lifestyle, right? We can't turn societal norms on its head, right? Crime must not pay. By all means, we should help the gangs to reintegrate into the society, right? That is how we will ensure that it is permanent. But they must not be given preferential treatment to do so. Okay? Let them use existing safety nets and opportunities for entrepreneurship, just like any other young person, right? But the main point is, by now, we should have known exactly what the initiative was all about. It's all part of transparency, accountability, and good governance. Okay? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So by all means, reintegrate them into society. That's what we want. Okay? And that is what we must make that pathway more acceptable, more desirable than the lifestyle that they had before. Okay? But we must know what we're doing. And right now, there are too many unanswered questions. You yourself don't know for sure exactly what is happening.
Okay, caller, just quickly, because the phone lines are lighting up. I just want to get from you quickly, what are some of the topics, initiatives, concerns that you think are on the minds of the people or should be on the minds of the people as they head to the polls on June 5th?
For me, simply good governance. That is the long and short of it. If we don't have that, we'll go through endless cycles of recrimination, revenge, and we'll be spinning top in mud, so to speak. Every 5 years, we'll be going through the same thing. 5 years from now, we will be discussing the same things if we don't get the governance right, right? We'll have all kinds of tribalism and so on still, and in this post-COVID era, it's going to be extremely important that we are united in going forward, because things are going to be tough for a while. Okay, so and we can't have we can't get rid of the tribalism unless things are being things aren't seen to be done fairly and justly. Okay, and that is where the good governance come in. And we should also we should be looking carefully at the leadership. Okay, of both sides, so that we can make a correct choice. I mean, I looked at the marathon session that WinFM had over the weekend, okay? And what I saw there was a real stark contrast emerging between the leadership of the two sides. There we had a contrite, humble ex-Prime Minister Douglas, who admitted to his mistakes and was pledging to do better. On the other hand, we had what I consider a very arrogant and unrepentant and defiant Sean Richards, who was defending the very things that they were elected to fix last election.
Caller, I understand. I understand you're trying to get the context over in terms of your views on both sides, but I try not to, at least when I'm hosting, not to use those strong language to describe.
So I said good governance, and we should look at the leadership. Those are the two main things: good governance and the leadership.
Okay.
Right? The leadership currently has shown itself incapable of uniting the country. We are as divided as ever, and therefore, and we certainly don't have the good governance measures in place, even though that was the mantra last election. Okay, and therefore, in that sense, we have to, in my opinion, we have to get rid of them because they have not lived up to expectations. Right? To not to do so is to reward their failure to deliver on these good governance things. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thanks, caller. Right. Have to go back to the phone lines, and we go straight back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, good afternoon. I was wondering, I hope my timekeeper is keeping time, Good afternoon, Rockcliffe.
Hey, good afternoon.
How many minutes? No, I'm just joking, eh?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
God is able. Now, let's go to the youth and crime.
Well, basically, what we're trying to get, the discussion is surrounding, because crime is down.
Now, let me pick up on where my good comrade left off. Mr. McMahon, how can you have good leadership and the party split 3 times under him? How can you claim to have Astafan came out, Mr. Conda came out, Mr. Harris was thrown out, and other persons close to the party left? In fact, it reached a stage where even the persons who put them in denounced them. So where is the leadership? You know, allow the Calypso, where the leadership? So that right away, that eliminates Dr. Douglas. He should have made plans by now to hand over the leadership to somebody in that party. If it is the new gen SKN, where he's not in the new gen, and his personality, even as Marcella said on Saturday, engenders conflict. Oh, good afternoon, my good friend Edinburgh. I was glad to hear him this morning because he's not coming back. And he's one who fought vigorously to get them in. Now, issues that we need to deal with is the economy. They're now beginning to drop hints. I said it sometime last week that things are going to be rough, you know. And you hear all of the promises that they were laying out, which of course does not make sense. The economic plan don't make sense because they're all based on a pre-COVID world.
But Ms. Henry, whose plans are you referring to?
The Labour plan. I listened to Dr. Douglas on a station last night, and he made a good presentation. You understand what I'm saying? The presentation was good, only that it is based on pre-COVID.
Okay, so what would you point to as being the issues with his plan that was not suitable for post-COVID-19 era?
With his plans?
Yes.
Now, his plan, for example, overlooks the issue of government's revenue and the time it would take for the economy to recover. Right? You can't say in the next 90 days. I hear one of them, in the next 90 days you're going to do so and so. We had to get the idea in the next 90 days the economy is going to recover to where it was. If the economy is predicted to decline by up to as much as 10%, it will take a long time for the economy to recover, to come back up to positive. It took them 4 years, you know, to come out of a hole. 4 years. When you talk about, we were the best economy, that is a lie. While you're climbing out of a hole, you're making positive
Ms. Henry,
growth. You are still in a hole.
We have been hearing that our economy has been doing well, at least for the last, quote-unquote, 2, 3, 4 years.
No, all parties, government in and party, the two parties need to now begin to present their goals in terms of the present situation going forward. Don't be offering people, as soon as you're done, you can build 200 houses.
But realistically, that's what both sides are doing.
That's what I'm saying. So I am saying, I keep saying it, you know. We need to have realistic things, and our people must stop, get your head straight. That is why you have so much disillusionment among the young people. You go in and say, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that. Vote for me and you're going to get this and you're going to get that. And our people refuse to think. So I am saying, if you're a party, whether Unity or Labour, give the people realistic expectation. Give them, we're going to bring in 2 factories. I heard Dr. Douglas say, with the factories leaving China to go to America, that means they're going to come here. What? That is illogical.
How?
You hear what Trump said? Trump is asking the factories and giving them incentive to bring home the factories to provide work. It's 37 million Americans out of work,
But Ms. Henry, in light of the fact that we are going through, and as you said, I would have indicated, our economy is based
a recession.
Right, of a recession. Would you support the notion that if we provide initiatives, concessions, grants, or create that enabling environment for these factories to come to St. Kitts and Nevis, it would be basically...
Why haven't they come before? If all the countries... Now, let's look at it realistically, yeah? Remember, in the factory, they're looking for places with the lowest wage. Isn't that so?
Yes.
If you have so many countries, not just a few, so many countries having depression or recession, they're going to outbid you. Because in some countries, the standard of living is lower. So you've got to be realistic.
Yes, but in light of the fact that we're in a COVID-19 situation, and as you would have indicated, the economy is somewhat stagnant. But don't you think
anything else we can offer?
But don't you think if we create that
duty-free imports?
Exactly.
The only thing we have to offer now is to take our people and enslave them. That is
I would not agree with that. In the sense that
the hotels come the same thing. Take our people and enslave them.
I still think more can be done in terms of creating an enabling environment. That's just me speaking.
But when you go and giving false hope, you see, now we keep harping on foreign direct investment. That is the plank. He even spoke about I'm gonna make something millionaires out of the ganja. His concept, which we have seen demonstrated, is to bring in somebody and with the technology and the input, put our people to work. We're back to cutting cane. We cut cane from 16-something when they brought us from Africa until 2005, and nobody was made rich out of cutting cane. Nobody. When the industry closed, the poverty rate was still in the 30s. Our people had to get off the island. So when you are looking at what you're going to bring, that is going to offer our people minimum wages. You got to have all of these safety nets, PAP, STEP. That's all you're going to do, So the government is now going to carry the burden. You're asking the government to carry the burden to help some foreign investor make profits that do not retain. They don't need to reinvest them in the country.
But Mr. Henry, I just have to cut you, but I just want to make this point because the phone lines are lighting up, right? You can call back in, but I just want to make the point we have looked, when we look around the region, there are a number of businesses entering. For example, we saw a recent mega hotel went down to Grenada. Now, they would have created that enabling environment where that particular business, as well as others, and we've been doing the same thing here in St. Kitts and Nevis, where these hotels that were just recently opened, that environment was created whereby they can come and invest here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I think there's their economic activities, there's so many economic spin-off from that. We have job creations. That's
we got to be realistic. Our farmers, you see, sometimes we don't get to the facts, They come in, we give them all the incentives. They do not want to buy from our farmers. So we are here.
But Ms. Henry, why?
Agriculture production. Then they don't want to buy. Then they're paying you low wages. Then they're keeping the taxes that could go to help to develop the country. And then we turn around and giving them wage support out of our own money, when they're contributing very little. You got to be realistic. We give more than what we get. The only thing you notice politicians promise us is work.
Okay, but that's true. But Ms. Henry, I have to take a break now.
All right,
and you can call back and we can have that conversation.
I'll call back.
All right,
and
thanks.
Rockcliffe, don't call in. Call in and make your point.
All right, thanks. That was Ms. Henry sharing her thoughts. We were engaging a discussion concerning further investment here in St. Kitts and Nevis. But at this point in time, I have to take a break, and we'll come right back with the discussion here on Voices.
This is an unprecedented announcement from Horseman's. Get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. It's Horseman's Automotive Unprecedented Sales Event happening now. Yes, for the first time ever, you get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Yes, pay zero VAT and get up to $30,000 off on top of that. This has never been seen before. Unprecedented savings at the Unprecedented Auto Sales Event at Horseman's Automotive. Up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Let me repeat, up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Don't miss this. It's unprecedented. Terms and conditions apply.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Free data with your top up. Enjoy your 1 gigabyte weekend data bonus when you top up today, $25 or more. Share all your fun times at home with your loved ones and stay entertained streaming your favorite online content on the best LTE network. Stay safe and stay connected with Flow. Top up $25 or more today and get 1 gigabyte of data free. Conditions apply.
Welcome back, and we go straight to the phone lines here on Voices on WinFM 98.9. Caller, good afternoon. We lost that call. Let me go back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, caller.
Hope all is well. And I'm trying to concerning the economy. I think you keep saying that the economy is doing much better, but when you look at the central bank information...
Well, caller, I was referencing what the caller made.
Okay, all right.
But go ahead, make a point.
When you look at the data, verifiable data on the central bank website, it says that in 2013, the economy grew 5.4%, 2014, 6.3%, and then in 2015, it dipped down to only 1%, and then it had negative growth in 2017 at 2% negative growth. And since 2014, 15, the economy never grew more than 3%. This was on what basis? Is that this conclusion is coming to? Because if it grew 6% in 2014, 5.4% in 2013, and then it dropped 1% in 2015 and never crossed 3% the past 5 years, then what's the basis for coming to such conclusion? And nothing really happened. So in terms of the debt, according to the central bank, the public sector debt only decreased 22 million from 2015 to 20. There was a huge decline in 2015 by $188 million. But since then, it only 22 million. And it now stands as of 2018 at 1.6 billion. So I just want to know when she says that the economy is doing better, on what basis? That's all I'm calling for. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, caller.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, caller. Well, that caller was basically outlining the growth rate for St. Kitts and Nevis based on statistics from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Caller, you're live.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon to all the listeners. Home and abroad, as Carl Brown will say. I shall shout up to my sister in Connecticut, representing Canary. Mr. Abel, me can't touch the crime, but me go come different to everybody. Me not go do that. Me go upset people. Mr. Abel, me glad that you tell Mr. Henry get back in because Mr. Henry said something yesterday that disturbed him to me. She said that St. Kitts and Nevis never got a fair election. Socrates back up by saying that go down and you see police allow people who not register for vote. Now, this is how I'm going to say now. Good governance. Team Unity got one golden opportunity this time around for show good governance. And here we see for the very first time that we get a free and fair election. Because they got the power to do that.
But Carlo, what makes you say that previous elections were not free and fair?
You know, I listened to the program yesterday, and them say so, not me.
Okay.
No, me say so, you know, me just repeat what me hear yesterday on the program. That St. Kitts never got one free and fair election. That was said yesterday. So me say, this is me now, Team Unity now got the power in their hand because of them. To show the world that St. Kitts now can get a free and fair election. This is what me say now. This is me say that day. Not St. Kitts never got good. You understand me? Now, number one, under one state of emergency. Come now, come after this, because this is a wrong act. And me want Mr. Henry to come back and tell the world if calling one election under one state of emergency, if he wrong or he right. Nothing else. Me know. And then if you want to comment, you can comment. But me only, and me ask Mr. Henry that because me she my sister in Christ. So me want some Christian principle now. Me don't want no party, because if you notice when Miss Henry talk, she hit the Labour Party, but when it comes to the unity, she generalized, and that they wrong again. You see, just now you ask about policies, and he generalize them. You check them out? But she got hit now, now I will know that you support Team Unity, but from Christian standpoint, Mr. Politics touch me Christianity just the other day. So me talk about from Christian standpoint, you're supposed to level and balance, not a pull on one side. That's not Christianity, Mr. Politics. That's not Christianity. So that's why me different to everybody else. Right? So, now me can give Team Unity some these are free advice, Free advice. One, me hear them say that them are going to bring in they invite observers. What time these observers are going to come in and them are going to quarantine? You get, and listen, just the observers and them, because this is wrong before you even start, And then continue doing one wrong thing by quoting the Constitution. The Constitution right now is the state of emergency. And the rules under the state of emergency. You cannot quote the Constitution and tell me about Parliament dissolve, and in 90 days you have to call one election. If that's the case, you infringe my people right of free of assembly, and you take away people right. The state of emergency take away people right. So you cannot quote no Constitution. That I want wrong thing again. That I want misled. You misled people. So, Mr. Abel, let me jump off of the phone and me need missionaries to come back and tell me if calling one election under a state of emergency, if he wrong or if he right. That's all I want.
All right.
Okay, then, Mr. Abel.
Thanks, caller. We go back to the phone line. Caller, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. First, let me say, Manstrat, good afternoon, my brother in Christ. You were talking about foreign investment, and when I look at foreign investment, right, I think we need some real foreign investment, because all we have really is hotels. And when you look at the hotels, they don't even pay some of the money that they're supposed to, because we have Marriott, for example, under the former government or the country, so much money that they have not paid, because it seems like my government now let them get a slide also. Title Lane Hotel gets slide. We need some real foreign investment. We need some big companies to come in, rent the land, lease the land, put down your building, and we need some manufacturing companies that are going to come in and teach the people, teach them a skill, so when these companies belly up and they're gone, we have that company, that plant or whatever that the locals can use and run. We can't always want to have just the tables that fall off, the crumbs that fall off master table, just the little minute jobs them. And don't get me wrong, because nothing wrong with working in the hotel industry, because I worked it before. But still, we need some manufacturing company. Come teach us how to build some cars, teach us how to make some tires, teach us how to do some other things. We need other investments like those, not just hotels. That's just my point. And Monstrat, I agree with you with what you're saying. I totally agree with you with what you're saying. But Monstrat, you know me and you, we're not gonna get a lot of backing. But anyway, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Monstrat, I love you, my brother in Christ. Culture, have a good day, and Connery, bless up. Bye, you guys.
Right. Thanks, caller. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. But just before you make your point, caller.
Good afternoon.
Okay,
Good afternoon
just before you make your point, caller. Just to the last caller, she made a point there about the Marriott owing money. I cannot substantiate whether or not the Marriott had owed, or still owes any money to the government. Just want to make that point clear. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
No, Brother I was, after lunch news, I was listening to a lawyer was speaking about them who dismissed themselves from Dr. Harris, right? Team Unity come because with the leadership of Dr. Douglas, with the disagreement with Sam Kanda and even Mr. Doyle Astafan before, and then Team Unity start. And all those who removed themselves from Dr. Douglas now, because Team Unity win. Now they think that when Team Unity win the government, that if three political parties come together, you understand, the CCM and the People Labour Party, the PLP, and PAM, now come cause this government to be here. The people listen to them and they listen to the cry. They disagreed with what the Douglas was doing. They listened to the Team Unity candidate, them went on and say what they got to say. And they left Unity 2015. And that is all right. But those who was there with Dr. Harris now, when the Team Unity gets in government, what they try to do? They try to overpower Dr. Harris. One this, one that, one terror, one the other. And that shouldn't be. It's three political parties come together. There is not the government. They're only there to help advise Dr. Harris towards what went on in the campaign and in the ministry or whatever they want to advise him to. But no, they want this big paycheck, this big project, that terror the other, and that ever falling grudge and the falling out. No, suppose Pam never strong. Suppose Lindsey Grant, Sean Richard, Mr. Eugene Hamilton, Mark Brantley, and the others never strong. They will take to the bike and Team Unity will not be there. But thank God that those people who leave the Team Unity government. That I'm glad that they didn't, because they shut the whole world what they're all about. There wasn't about put the lesser man in the country. It was just about themselves to make big money off of the government.
Caller,
you
understand?
Caller.
Yeah, I listen to you.
It's difficult to say that somebody was just after money when they would have been on your platform campaigning and so forth. I think it's just wrong to say that somebody, just because you fall out in ideologies, opinions, one way in which you should take your leadership style. So I don't think it's good to say that.
We are now with Sam Kanda, right? Look the time when Sam Kanda come. When the host dissolve an election going to call, he come and he start to speak out. Up here to the listen and Freedom Radio on issues. And he was saying things going down Dr. Harris' throat and saying how nice Dr. Douglas be. But I'm telling you that he's a young man who owns the village football team too. And I believe they play football still. I'm telling you, Brother Abel, if he, right, Dr. Douglas, why he praised him so good now and think Dr. Douglas good? When his father don't say all kind of thing about Dr. Douglas, right? With the leadership and everything. I believe as a young man, because just a couple of afternoons ago now, I was telling these guys up the village way back in football, telling that I better be careful, I better go out and give the young lady an extra killer. Because a word for Dr. Douglas is a word for you, a word for the farmer leader. Is a word for you all. Go back in there, go take up guns in Ireland and kill one another. I tell him so, because this is what I see. And this is
okay. I take the calls. Caller, good afternoon.
Yes. I remember a central bank economist saying that the policies of the previous government, which really haven't changed much under this government, those policies catapulted us from third world to first world living standards. So when Mrs. Henry asks what we got for it, the fact is those policies we pursued in transitioning from sugar to tourism and services, they have worked. That's why we could now boast that we have the best economy in the sub-region. Unfortunately, we have watched the other sectors of the economy, like the manufacturing sector, deplete. Right? We should have tried to attract replacements for. It's never good to rely on one industry. As we can see, our tourism has been decimated. We don't know for sure when it will be back. In my opinion, what we should be doing is bringing back our light manufacturing. I think a lady, another caller referred to that. We should bring it back. We used to make things like margarine and corn curls and shoes and garments. It will not only help with our exports, but these are things that we can use locally as well. And we can expand the number of products we produce as well. And it's also time that we get serious with agriculture, right? Our aim should be to achieve resilience and self-sufficiency, right? We should be able to feed, clothe, and shelter ourselves. These are the basics, right? And those new industries that we might be able to attract, I think we should concentrate on recycling so that we don't have to import as much raw materials. And, I think we can do it, diversify our economy. We speak of that forever, but the fact is we kept our tourism and the services because that is what gave us the high standard of living, okay? We may now have to adjust that since those things might be off the table for a while, okay? And so we have to revert to things that we've done before that work. We know they work. We've done them, all right? And yes, the manufacturing from China is being encouraged to go back to the U.S., but you can bet your life that those industrialists, the manufacturers, will always be looking for opportunities to expand their business, to make goods cheaper, right? And we're right at the doorstep of North America and the South America as well. That's the other thing. We should be diversifying our markets. And so I think we'll at least be able to attract our share of these industries that are coming back. Okay?
All right. Thanks, caller. Okay, I just want to make one point before. Well, I'll take this call, but caller. Okay, I guess we lost that caller. Good afternoon, caller. Okay, that call is not there. Just to make a point, we all have our opinions. We all want to share our opinions, but I try to be fair to both sides here on the program. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Yes, it is. One sec. I try to be fair here on the program. I give both sides, supporters of both sides, to share their opinions. But to suggest that if one party or the other wins, they will actually have people go back to a life of crime, I do not subscribe to that here, at least when I'm on this program. So, caller, go ahead and make your point.
I would like to talk about good governance. You keep hearing people talk about good governance. Good governance is not a destination. It's a journey. And people need to understand that. Passing laws not going to suddenly bring good governance. Good governance comes from people doing what is right from their own hearts, minds, and souls. Now, the questions I would want answered in this election are going to be very relevant questions. We had a court ruling in February, March, I think it's March, where Douglas was asked to vacate his seat from the Parliament. Dr. Douglas, therefore, sat in Parliament for 5 years. Not 5 days, not 5 weeks or 5 months. 5 years, illegally. Collecting the
Four to be
taxpayers-
exact. 4 to be exact, caller.
Hello?
I was saying, to correct you, it's about 4 years, not 5.
Dr. Douglas applied for and received a visa in 2015. I can't remember the exact date now, but it's from the date he applied for it. It's practically 5 years.
But continue. I see your point.
Dr. Douglas sat in Parliament for almost 60 months. And I said visa, sorry, it's passport. For almost 60 months, receiving taxpayers' money illegally. And I would like to know if the citizens of this country is going to tell me that that person who illegally collected taxpayers' money for almost 5 full years was subscribing to good governance. That's one. Two, could somebody please explain to me what happened December of last year, just about 6 months ago, at Gatwick Airport? And tell me if that is somebody who is living up to the principles of good governance. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, caller. That caller basically raised several questions that he, as a voter, would before he go to the polls. But at this point, we'll acknowledge our sponsor and we'll come right back with Voices.
Get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. It's Horseman's Automotive Unprecedented Sales Event happening now. Yes, for the first time ever, you get up to $30,000 and pay zero VAT on top of that. Yes, pay zero VAT and get up to $30,000 off on top of that. This has seen before. Unprecedented savings at the Unprecedented Auto Sales Event at Horseman's Automotive. Up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Let me repeat, up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Don't miss this. It's unprecedented. Conditions apply.
We're different. 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
This is an entered announcement from Horseman's. Get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. It's Horseman's Automated Sales Event happening now. Yes, for the first time ever, you get up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Yes, pay zero VAT and get up to $30,000 off on top of that. This has never been seen before. Unprecedented savings at Rated Auto Sales Event at Horseman's Automotive. Up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Let me repeat, up to $30,000 off and pay zero VAT on top of that. Don't miss it. It's unprecedented. Terms and conditions apply.
Flo's new combo plan, the people's plan. Combo plan. You can call anyone, no matter which network you dey on. Just use your Flow.
I want a combo, but not for my belly. I feel me cell phone, so me call anybody. Call Mr. Man, call Granny. On the island, Flow, come combo me.
Yes, there is no need for to force no more. Cause with Flow combo plan, you're paying less for more.
Flow got a new combo plan. You can call anyone, no matter which network you dey on. Just use your Flow.
Dial star 129 number sign to activate your combo plan today.
Welcome back. We go straight to the phone line. Caller, good afternoon. You're on Voices.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm well.
And good afternoon to the listening audience right across the planet. You asked a question this morning to a caller in reference to who is accountable for having the crime situation under control or at an all-time low. You remember that?
That was not the question. The question was who is responsible for the government, because what we've been doing is
the government.
Because what we're saying is it the parents or is it society? Because we're dependent on government to implement measures. But when we look at the root cause of the problem, who is responsible?
Okay, that was good. I understand now, because when I listen to everybody before leading up to the news, I personally think, well, you should have mentioned one particular fact. And one fact is that the government should be able to say, well, take some responsibility in having the crime down. Outside of that, yes, regardless, because the government did everything. The government did with the people. Am I wrong?
That is true. But the thing
the government
was...
did with the people. So the people, if the people take the initiative to have the situation to going forward, whether it's the gang, madam, or whoever, it be the people, it's the government. You cannot leave it up to 8 people that would the government. And one other stuff, I want you to reverse a statement to make in terms of saying that people must not use money as an example why people is going after this immunity government. I personally could mention a number of facts, whether it come on Dwyer and a number of other people where money is a problem in terms of not getting it, they're having a problem with the Prime Minister and community. I'm going to come back another day and I'm going to go deeper. You have a good day. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Okay, caller. Thanks for sharing your views there. We go back to the phone line. Caller, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon again. I'm here thinking and I'm listening. And one thing I would like to encourage this government when they get back in office is focus on, like I said, investment that's going to teach us, bring us something where we can start export. February I was in St. Kitts and I was looking for this pepper, I saw it advertised, this guy need this to make. And I was looking for it. And no one could find this pepper. I couldn't find this pepper. And you know, sometimes I stop, but when I here in America and I go in the store, everything I see made in Jamaica, or sometimes Trinidad, Jamaica. Why is it that we can't get to the point of exporting now instead of to importing? It's time now that as a country, we develop our export. We get to that point now, stop instead of always bringing in. And I look at fruit trees. The fruit trees we used to have, you can't see them anymore. It's time to fake back our land. Get back some of the stuff that we used to have. Because a lot of them you don't see them like when I was growing up. What are we doing? We need to get back to that place. So we need to, instead we spend a lot of time focusing on the politics. After the politics done, what happened? What happened? We have to take care of ourselves. We come into a time now in the world, but let me tell you, every top gonna have to sit on some. And people know their Bible. Every country gonna have to fend for themselves. You know what? This morning I hear on the news, food have, because of the corona, the food prices have increased. Up here in America, don't you think that's gonna pass down to let us think it now because y'all bringing out the food from up here down there? So that cost is going to go down there, and then it's going to pass on to the people. And then you're going to hear people crying even more. Because the price is going up for us up here. Hey, y'all going to feel it down there too. Because y'all exporting, bringing the food down there. So as a country now, after this election, we need to focus on St. Kitts Nevis manufacturing its own stuff, taking care of St. Kitts Nevis, and sending things abroad that label St. Kitts Nevis. I look forward to that. And during this election, all I'm going to say, Jesus, take the wheel. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks, caller. And we go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
afternoon. How are you again?
I'm well.
I listened to a caller a while ago. A couple callers back was talking about Douglas and passport. No, sir. You see, this is exactly what we're talking about. We keep going on in circles. In 2015, this is facts. There was an incident. One, you had one with one of our politicians with the Marriott scandal. That is facts. Two, we round up to 2015, and I'm following, sir. I do my own investigation. You have an issue with misappropriate in funds. Same to politicians. You had a police officer. Let me go back. The DPP was removed. He was paid off. He went to court. So we the people don't know how much money was paid. Question I'm asking, was the DPP going after these two individuals? Fast forward, sir. You had the same two individuals named show up in the court. Said they misappropriate the funds. You had a police officer who was investigating the situation because they say it is a crime. The police officer was removed from the investigating them. Now I do my investigation. If the police officer continued doing the investigation, it means that it would have been a crime, so they would have to automatically resign from Parliament or running for this election. But the government, in their wisdom and belief, they're smart, removed the police officer. So that case, probably.
Okay, there's as much as the caller is making his point, there's just certain things he's saying there that personally I cannot substantiate. We don't know whether or not the police force removed any officer who was investigating the quote unquote, that as the caller said, the misappropriation of funds. But I only deal with facts, and the caller was making some points that I can substantiate, but others I cannot, and I'm a person who really don't like back and forth in terms of stuff I cannot substantiate. But I'll take this last caller because we have to wrap up voices. Caller, good afternoon. Can you...
Yeah, Brother Abel, I'm going to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Abel, I'm going to be quick. Now, Brother Abel, all the concern and the problem that Dr. Harris
tell them is he at the O. He's not playing the bingo with the treasury money. He's not going to do what the farmer leader do. He ain't going to give the treasury money just like that. And that hurts. It hurts them up to now. The ordinary man and woman in this country getting help from under unity government. Young people are getting help from under unity government. And I have no other choice before go to tell the young men in the constituency number 3 to vote for this young lady, Akila Byron Nisbet. She will do good because she done start to do good already. You understand? With the COVID-19 when people shut down home, every day she bringing out hot lunch to the people them. And she ain't asking who this family member be or who this be. You understand? She going around and she got people going around and giving out this hot
But
lunch.
caller, let me interject right there.
Yeah.
We have seen, and let me phrase the question this way. You're talking about Miss quote unquote Byron Nisbet, the representative, Team Unity Coalition representative in Constituency 3, going out during the lockdown days and giving out food. But then on the flip side to that, we're hearing when a question was asked at the NEOC media brief about the other side actually being allowed to do the same, they were told, and the representative responded, the person who responded indicated that something like that should be going through the NEOC. Now, isn't there some level of unfairness in that? Because if she's allowed to do it freely, then why can it be done on both sides?
Well, but to be truthful, I live in my village here, and I see the opposition come and do it. I mean, I see nobody disturbing them. You understand? So I don't know. I see the opposition coming around giving out food packaging, not cooked food, because what the ladies giving out food we don't cook. You understand? For people who can't come out, food we don't prepare. Like people who seriously ill in the house, people who can't make it, you know. And I believe that was a good achievement. And the people who was bringing around the food, they got on the gloves, and they're doing it the campaign and nothing, and they got on the mask. I witnessed it for myself because several people live around me who get a hot meal at the time, and I see them come around and see them do it. And I believe that is a good start for any young politician leader, any young leader. That's a good start for them. Then coming around and asking who will be, because I in Buckley's there. The next one was giving out things, and we was giving out things up in Buckley's. And the young lady tell me that, here come and ask, who that be, who this be, who that be, who that be. You understand? That wasn't right. This is a disaster into. And I believe that any disaster, you're supposed to think about your people and your country. Forget about the politics. Put your politics aside.
Okay, caller, can you just quickly wrap it up because we're kind of out of time?
Yeah, whatever, man. I want to thank you, man. Thank you, and thank the people of the Federation again. So go back and vote for Team Unity. They're doing well. First ever in my life, at the age going to 60 and 68. I got about 2 more years before with 60. And I just want the people of this country to do the right thing. Do the right thing and work back Team Unity in. They're looking for the ordinary man and woman. Not like never before. All right, then.
All right. Thanks, caller. Well, the caller shared his views on his quote-unquote person who he's pushing to have represent one of the constituencies here in St. Kitts and Nevis. But that was Voices for today. Thanks all those who called, shared their views, interacted, asked questions, and responded. But we're out of time now, and do join us again tomorrow for another edition of Voices.
Protect yourself from the novel coronavirus. Wash your hands thoroughly and frequently for at least 20 seconds each time. Avoid shaking hands and touching your face with unclean hands. If you have to cough